I mean, I have goosebumps.
Today I am taking you to the restaurant of Portugal's most famous chef, a place many consider the holy ground of Portuguese fine dining. This is Belcanto. Welcome to Lisbon, easily one of the most beautiful and vibrant capitals in Europe. The city of colors, music, historic sites, monumental buildings, and of course, food and wine. Portugal is famous for its food scene. Buzzing markets, bakeries, crowded streets and alleys, swimming in delicious smells. As tempting as it is, today we are here to check out the fine dining part of it. We arrived at the door in Serpa Pinto Street. Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Doing
Good afternoon.
The interior looks very nice. A lot of wood and stone with charming pastel colors. It's elegant and it has a pleasant warmth.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Our table is in a room full of wines, watching us from every angle. It's like they knew where to sit me. Speaking of which, it's time to choose our drinks. They work with 3 wine pairings and a non-alcoholic pairing. I am sure many of you made the bet on the last one. Let me surprise you. I went for the unique pairing for 450 euros. There is both a la carte and tasting menu options. Somehow I know we will be in good hands. So we go for the set menu, which will cost 265 euros per person. And our welcome champagne is going to be an Alice Bougie. A tiny and beautifully illustrated card arrives at our table. After that, 4 bites arrive, so the game starts. The first is the representation of carrot with ajo blanco foam. Then seaweed cannelloni filled with Portuguese crustacean, caviar and sea urchin. The sunset, as it is called, is cabeço and foie gras. And last but not least, a tuna belly tartare in a tempura basket. These bites show a lot. Varying textures, playful and dominant flavors. The quality of the ingredients is unquestionable.
Fabulous one.
After a nice crunch, it simply melts in your mouth. This is a wonderful opening.
Mind blowing.
For our first course arrives a nice white wine by Carlos Raposo. Without words, just watch this rare unfiltered reaction from me.
Oh my god.
States.
Yeah.
Talking about a very cold region and known for green wine. Due to also
This is serious.
Our first course is inspired by the sea and the coast. As soon as it lands on the table, we sense clean and fresh fragrances. It's made of different sections of algae, combined with oyster and codium cream. Then it is finished with a green apple and cucumber granita in front of us.
I think we had like 6, 7, 8, I don't know how many different textures. Really playful.
On paper, oyster should be the dominant ingredient in it. But actually, it just makes it complete. It is so good that the beautiful wine just simply disappears beside it.
Next we move to the bread and butter service.
2 things that will never fail me in my life. We can choose from 3 types of bread. A traditional Portuguese cornbread, a sourdough bread, and an olive bread. For the 3 breads, we also have 3 kinds of spreads. Plain butter, butter with Portuguese pork sausage cream and tomato powder, and smoked butter with rosemary ashes and salt. All of them are really great, but I will always favor the first one. Plain and simple butter. Although I love every bread, but the cornbread takes the show here. Our next glass arrives, and it is filled with a 2022 rosemary from Le Puy. With it comes the next course as well, a beetroot tartare. There is a puree made of beetroot folded with sweet potato. Then we have these popping Dijon mustard seeds, and on top there is beetroot and pine nut ice shavings. Then they finish it with a pine nut milk to tie everything together. It felt a bit bland after the first bite. Then it started to melt together and the flavors showed up. Many layers, many textures. It's like having multiple musicians playing different melodies, but at the end they stop playing at the same time. A clever dish, and it is not uncommon from a chef like José Aviles. Today he is the most renowned chef of Portugal and has several restaurants around the world. TV shows, books, international recognition. He literally owns a culinary empire. He graduated in business communications, although he almost chose architecture. Then, amongst the other big names, he was working under Alain Ducasse and also Ferran Adrià in Abui. This latter had a big impact on him, for sure. His graduation thesis was based on Portuguese gastronomy, and his love for his home country's kitchen hasn't passed ever since. Several of his dishes are bold and modern takes on Portuguese classics. He gained his first star in 2009, while working at Tavares between 2008 and 2011. Then in 2012, he opened his own Belcanto. And the rest, as they say, is history. Our next wine comes from the neighbors. A Spanish white from the Canaries.
It's a little bit cold, right?
As you can see, it's too cold, so I can't really taste it properly. I had to wait a bit for it to reach the right temperature.
Cold temperature can hide the mistakes. So we will see if this sense of preciseness will remain.
But even as it warmed up, unfortunately, it didn't get any better for me. The dish that comes with it is a bridge between tradition and modernity. It is hamachi, cabbage and the broth, inspired by a very Portuguese dish. Cozido à portuguesa. Originally this was known as the poor man's feast. Families just threw everything they had into a pot and boiled a stew out of it. It's a bit like being in college and opening your fridge in the middle of the night, except this won't get you sick. The first bite felt like I am in the movie Ratatouille. It took me back right into my childhood.
And it's super interesting that there is the hamachi, which is not a humble ingredient, and there is the cabbage, which is a humble ingredient.
All the elements are good, but in my opinion, this dish is all about this sauce. Absolutely delicious. My only perception is that the plating is a little bit too rustic. But you know what? I'm glad they didn't sacrifice the flavors for prettiness. This is the kind of dish I would come back for any time. The pair of our next course is a 1995 Porta dos Cavalleiros.
We move to a dish that you may already feel the aromatics coming from inside.
With it, we got eggs and mushrooms. Only it is elevated here with smoked eel and truffles. You know, you are in for an umami tsunami.
The idea here is to crush the egg with the back of your spoon and let it engulf everything inside.
By now, you must know what this face means. Eggs and mushrooms are longtime friends in gastronomy. But this one is on another level. Very sophisticated with intense and delicate flavors. I love it. The wine is hand in hand with the dish. My favorite pairing so far. A beautiful match. And you know what else is a beautiful match? Me and you. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want more content like this. Thank you very much. I also love the layout of this building. From up above here, I can see everything, including the works beneath us. This building served as a gentleman's club from 1958. In 2019, when the restaurant moved here, it was completely transformed. Before that, it was located 2 doors away from here. Avilis took it over in 2012, and in the same year they earned their first Michelin star. By 2014, they had the second too. The original location, called Encanto now, also holds 1 star, along with a green one. 2 top restaurants in the same street. Not bad. The next wine is a Colares DOC from Mavagia Bora. And with it, barefoot cuttlefish and scarlet shrimp. It's like a painting, and it pays homage to a tough period of Portugal's history. You might not know this, but Portugal once was occupied by dictatorship. In those times, it was really hard to come by better ingredients. So they started cooking with things that were less utilized or used. For example, the cuttlefishing, which you can see on the plate. There is also spring peas, a touch of shrimp head sauce, charcoal-activated rice ashes, pork skin and baby squid. To be honest, it's not my favorite. Individually, the ingredients are great and the components are delicious, but as a whole, it just wasn't for me. Our first main course is about to arrive. The wine that comes with it is Crosta dos Profetas. We start the main courses with the best fish that's available in this season. Sea turbot. They grill it with its fin on it, which in time detaches itself from the meat. But it adds a lot of flavor, so it gets back into the mixture. Beneath is a very Portuguese thing called Catalina rice with a mejos a bulho pato. It was named after a famous Portuguese poet who was very fond of this food. Its base is clams, olive oil, white wine vinegar and coriander. And, as the gentleman tells us,
And then everything's made a little bit better with a touch of caviar.
the coriander comes through beautifully.
It's just the same game what happened with the mint 3 dishes before. You can feel the essence of the coriander, but super beautifully.
I would give a knife with this course, because the fish is nice, but a bit tough for the spoon. Nonetheless, it's a nice dish. Great flavors, and yes, the caviar made it even better. So far the pairing is good, but for me, these wines are a bit too new wave for these classical dishes. Natural, interesting wines, but I wouldn't mind seeing a few timeless classics in the lineup. It seems like the gods heard me. Because the next wine is a Borgogno Barolo Riserva, 1982. Suddenly, the chef shows up at our table to present the next course, which is Suckling pig, a very traditional Portuguese dish. Here in Belcanto, it is an all-timer thing. I don't even bother with the fork and knife.
I wanted to bite in it, like a sandwich. Sorry about that.
Yeah, bite it. This is the right way.
And I think I got a new favorite. I need to be more careful with these statements, but I think this is one of my favorite main courses in my life. This dish is what I am. I mean, not the pig, but the tradition, the simplicity. I love it. Just for your information, I asked for another one. Desserts are coming, and with them, a wine from Hungary. Disznókő Tokai Asszú Essencia 2005. You know, I may be biased, but this is always a hit. This time, we didn't get a new napkin. Instead, they brought out a napkin shaped like a sleeve, showing how the chef used to wipe his mouth on his sleeve as a child. The pre-dessert keeps playing the pig theme, which is a pig sandwich.
As you may already know, pork is a very heavily used ingredient here.
It is inspired by the Three Little Pigs, the famous tale you probably know. Except this time they weren't that fortunate and ended up on our plates. This is really interesting and brave at the same time. I love it. Crunchy with smooth filling inside. It's like a pig Oreo. Sweet, but there are salty notes by the ham. This is a really clever transition from savory to sweet dishes. A dessert wine appears, a Chateau d'Yquem from 1989.
We go to the north of Portugal, where in the late 18th century egg whites were in predominant use. They used to iron clothes of the nuns and priests, as well as clarify wine. And because of this, a lot of leftover egg yolk was just sitting around unused. And they didn't want to simply waste it. So a lot of different condiments, desserts, and puddings were born out of this necessity.
As you saw before, the pig is also a big player in it. And surprisingly, it's not missing either this time. They added smoked ham to this dessert, along with late harvested wine. The whole plate is balanced out with yuzu elements. A sorbet, a juice inside of kumquats, a curd, and a yogurt whale made out of dehydrated yogurt on top. What could I say? I'm sold. This is so unique and so perfect. Of course, we still have the petit fours. This is usually the part where I show you the bill, but not this time. At the end of the meal, when I ask for the bill, they offered to invite me instead. They were happy to have me as their guest. Thank you guys. So now, it's time to recap the very first restaurant experience from Portugal on this channel. What just happened? It's a high-capacity restaurant running like a well-oiled machine. A real business. The staff was precise and professional. And the sommelier is a passionate young guy. But there were a few small things I personally didn't love. When it came to the wine pairing, for me it went a little too far into the experimental. I would have appreciated seeing a few timeless classics in the pairing. Some dishes weren't exactly my thing, but on the other hand, there were a few that I will remember forever. Beautiful flavors, fascinating textures, clever ideas. In many cases, they sacrifice the presentation for the sake of taste. And I really like that. Chef José did an incredible job showcasing amazing Portuguese ingredients. You could feel the DNA of Portuguese tradition running through the entire menu. If you ever find yourself in Portugal, you should pay a visit. And that does it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video, hit subscribe. See you next time.
You can call me stupid. Yes, you can call me sheep.